Hello everyone, it's Trigger here today. In today's tutorial bite, I'm going to be showing you logistic robots and how they work. So we're going to go ahead and jump right on into it and try to make this as quick and concise as we can. So to start, you're going to need a roboport. So once you put down a roboport, you can go ahead and right-click this device and open it up. This is very simple. Your input slots are actually going to be where you're going to store your logistic robots. So I'm going to go ahead and place a stack of them in here. And now, any robot that is connected to the power grid, which we can check that by opening up our wire tool, which is in this little area here in the yellow border, any devices in that area are now accessible by this roboport. So let's go ahead and say that we need to move one set of items to another location. If I put down a provider chest here, you'll open this up, and any items that are placed into the input slots here will be treated as items available to the network. So if I go ahead and place, let's just say, let's go ahead and put down a bunch of logs. Put some logs here. We've got 64 logs here. These are what we're providing to the network, which is our power network. If I need these to be moved to a requester chest, let's say over here, and I want them to be moved to this location, I will then go ahead and open this up, and this top row works a little differently than the provider. This one's a little more complicated. So what we need to do is we need to say how many items we want to have in this chest at any given time. So let's just say we put one log in here. That means we want to have always one log in the output slots down here below. And as you can see, we just have one delivered by a Logibot. So let's go and show you that process. I'm going to back up, take this log out. You're going to see he's going to spawn up. He's going to fly down, grab that item, go back, drop it off here. Of course, you could use a mover with this to get the items moving. So let's just say you want to move it out onto the ground, or you want to just put it into a normal chest to do whatever. You can do that. And so now this little robot's just going to keep going back and forth. You keep deploying as many as you have. Of course, if you only have one Logibot in here, you're only going to be able to deploy one bot at a time. So in this case, this would be a lot faster if we had two. Logibots can also carry a bit more, so let's go and put this in here. We'll say that we want 23 logs now. You're going to see we're going to deploy multiple robots to collect these items. So you can see that they're going to gather multiple rather than just one at a time. So if we see here, they'll drop off 8, and now the other one's going to drop off another 8. So yeah, they're just going to keep deploying that, and if we put more in here, say 64, we should see more bots get deployed once we add more into the slots here. So now we have a lot of bots available to the network. It's important to note that these bots, if they have to travel through a solid wall, they can only travel, they will phase through it. They won't actually try to pathfind around or anything like that. The only thing they do is when they spawn out, they always travel up and then they travel. So ideally you want to have your Logibot networks above ground. You could do them underground. Just note that they will become a lot slower once they travel through a wall that they are not supposed to be able to go through. So maybe I could demonstrate that quickly by doing this. We're going to go ahead and put down a bunch of walls here. Just keep a solid part here. And we'll go and put some logs in our provider chest here. Okay, and there you go. You can see that they slowed down because they can phase through some blocks, but phasing through 4 blocks was more than enough to slow them down. But they're still able to deliver the items. It just takes them a lot longer to actually deliver the items. Keep in mind, the chunk does not need to be loaded for this to work. The Logibots are actually virtualized. When you're near them, you see a physical representation of their location, but they actually don't need players to be nearby to actually work. These work without players being nearby. You don't have to worry about them being attacked or anything like that either, and that's pretty much it. That's it for the tutorial bite. If you have any questions over the logistic systems and logistic robots or anything like that, please leave it in the comments below. This is a little more of a complicated topic, so I expect some comments below. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.